Republicans, as they were squaring off in Miami, the leading Republican was close by. Trump firing back after attacks from Ron DeSantis.
Somebody said, one of the dumber ones, he doesn't have the courage to stand up. Well, listen, I'm standing in front of tens of thousands of people right now, and it's on television. That's a hell of a lot harder to do than a debate.
All right, going forward here, because we're like 60 days to Iowa or whatever, what is Trump's strategy? We've talked about the other group, the debate last night, the debate that they're going to be here on this network in 3.5 weeks from now. Trump, his strategy is... You both are looking at each other like, why are you asking me?
I know.
The former chief of staff and the former attorney are like, don't ask me that question.
That's right. What did I eat for breakfast this morning? So yeah, I think that he's fully in the general, right? So when he shows up to his New York fraud trial, he's talking about inflation. What does inflation have to do with New York civil fraud? Absolutely nothing. And I do think that his moderate position on abortion, not that I think that Trump is some evangelical pro-lifer, but, you know, he did play the part. He's no longer playing the part because he's now running in the general. So he doesn't, I don't think, care that much about the primary.
I did have to laugh at one thing he said last night.
Okay.
But this could be something deeper here. Trump, at his rally, called out, as he often does, the famous people who were present.
Okay.
Last night, it was Ike Perlmutter, George Masvidal, Laura Loomer, Roger Stone, Kerry Lake, and Yankees pitcher Nestor Cortez.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the A-list at the Trump event last night in Miami. That speaks of a little bit of weakness. Yes, Nestor Cortez is a Cuban-American, I get that, but he's not a famous person by any stretch of the imagination. I wonder why no one is showing up to Trump's events like this, because that is a D list of famous people.
He also had the local Republican congressman who brought him up and they booed him.
Yeah, no, that was interesting.
That was a
but I actually do think that Trump is underestimating that people still have to vote. And I know that he's got it so that his delegate math is probably in his favor, but I am still not convinced that the Republican voters are going to go, step in line when they know that all of these issues exist. And when he's saying, so, I do think that at this debate last night, at the upcoming debate, we are starting to hear really smart things from these candidates. Right. I actually thought DeSantis had interesting comments on Social Security. I think we're hearing these debates, and the more he's not there, he has a certain segment of the Republicans. He's going to keep them, but what about the rest of them?
That's why on December 6th at 8 o'clock Eastern from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, here on NewsNation.
We'll see if Nestor Cortez
should be why. See if Nestor Cortez shows up. The fourth Republican debate on this network. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.